Hello, and welcome to another episode of Put the Goddamn Credit Card Down. If you've looked at a calendar lately, you might have noticed that it is in fact November, at least at the time of posting this video. And in most consumers' hellscapes, that can mean only one thing. It's that magical time of year when corporations battle it out, Hunger Games style, in order to shove deals down our throats. And in the year of our Lord 2023, the favored battleground is social media. If you've scrolled on TikTok lately, you might have noticed that it is looking less like a social media platform and more like one of those apps that shall not be named for legal purposes that sells super cheap drop-shipped merchandise for the low, low price of the possibility of your credit card information being stolen.
Identity theft is not a joke, Jim.
Now, not everything being sold on TikTok Shop is wholesale dropship Amazon seller rejects. There are some reputable brands as well as small businesses that sell on the app, which does open some opportunities for artists and makers to sell directly to their target audience using the almighty TikTok algorithm. But at the same time, it is a haven, or rather a cesspool, for influencers to peddle cheap merchandise. Because we are all struggling and trying to pay bills, let's be honest. So I want to make it clear that I am not shaming any creators who make TikTok Shop reviews in an effort to make commissions. After all, I would be shaming myself. You disgust me. It's hard out there, man.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really.
However, it can be difficult to distinguish between a legitimate endorsement when there is more incentive to make sales on a viral video and the creator's rent money is on the line. And we are talking about TikTok Shop here, but let us not forget the influencers who also sell things on Instagram, YouTube, and other social medias by linking things in their stories or directing people to the link in their bio. So with that, I wanted to give you guys my honest opinion on some things that I've been influenced into buying, and I wanted to do so away from the apps where the incentive to sell things is the strongest, especially since most of these items were recommended to me or sold to me through TikTok. Because when these reviews are given on those platforms, it's a little bit more tempting to embellish one's opinion about the product since the product is directly linked and you want to make those commissions, baby. So I don't care if you guys buy these things. In fact, I want to encourage you guys to save your money for things that you will actually love. Now, disclaimer, obviously my opinions are subjective. A lot of these things are beauty related. So even if I wasn't a fan of them, they could work for other people and other people's faces. And in that realm, most of these things are skincare related because since I am over the age of 30, I'm becoming more and more aware of my own mortality as time ticks on ever closer to my inevitable death. So let's begin. Now, speaking of aging and things that women do not want to do or told they're not allowed to do, is technically a small business, so I kind of feel bad not giving them the best of reviews. However, I did find that the items were a little bit overhyped and a little overpriced when there are cheaper options and more natural options out there that do just as good, if not better. Now, the first item that I wanted to review is the Fix Filler. This is a rebuild peptide serum and it is meant to help fill in fine lines and prevent wrinkles. Now, I don't have a lot of wrinkles right now. I have pretty good genetics when it comes to that. I have a baby face, but I wanted to get this as a preventative measure and I do have some lines on my nasal labial folds, whatever those are called, and then like what I call my puppet mouth, you know, the like jowls section. And I do have some lines in my forehead because I frown a lot. So I wanted to get something to kind of combat that. I didn't see that big of a difference when I use this. It could be one of those things where I have to continually use it for months and months to see a difference or to prevent the things I'm trying to prevent. But I used this entire thing and not much of a difference, man. My skin wasn't more plump, it wasn't more radiant, and my lines are still lining. For me, it's a little bit too expensive to continually buy this every month, and I have other things that I have in my routine that I feel like do better at preventing lines and making my skin plump. So for how little you get, I wasn't that impressed. The other thing I don't like is that the packaging is kind of cheap. As you can see, there's like a silver foiling around the top here, and this immediately started peeling and getting everywhere and chipping off. And at one point I thought I had glitter on my face, like silver glitter. I'm like, I didn't put glitter on, but it was from this because like little flakes were getting all over my hands, which was getting on my face, and that can't be good, right? The other thing that I got from the Fix, I actually have the opposite issue. This is a big old jar for eye cream. Usually eye creams are about this big. A little bit of this goes a long way. I have been using this every day since I bought it like over a month ago. Look how much I have left. And you might be like, that's wonderful. You don't have to continually buy this. It's a good value. good, but my problem is it doesn't work that well for me. I think that might be my fault though. Let me explain. This is to depuff and brighten. This is a caffeine and HA and vitamin E eye cream. First of all, I later learned that eye creams are kind of a scam. You could just moisturizer, it's not that big of a deal. It's not gonna make that big of a difference, but also I have the wrong type of eye bags for this. I have like inverted eye bags, if that makes sense. They don't puff out, they sink in because I have deep set eye sockets and my skin is thinner here and I don't have as much fat in my face here. So I have like sunken in eyes and no amount of depuffing cream is gonna help with that. The only thing that's really helped with that was when I was eating healthier and when I quit caffeine. And also I feel like when I was using castor oil under my eyes, just right here, it did lighten up a bit. So I am gonna be experimenting a little bit with how I do this thing to not look like a Tim Burton character. I have started using castor oil again, and I'm also experimenting with volufiline. It's an ingredient that you add to your eye cream or your moisturizer and only put it in the spots where you want to build up fat cells. So I'm hoping that it'll help even out the hollowness, but I'm not gonna vouch for that yet because I just started using it and I don't wanna recommend something that could end up being not good. So stay tuned, I guess, if I have a glowing review for that. Next, you might be like, hey, Scotty, you used this whole thing pretty much. Why are you saying that this was not, why are you not vouching for this? Yes, I did use this whole thing, but my problem is it's just okay. It's a skin mask, like a revitalizing hydration mask, not the kind you like goop onto your skin and leave it. It's just a moisturizer, like a heavier moisturizer, and it is expensive. It's like $50-ish. So I'm not gonna be rebuying this because I wasn't like wowed by it, but I mean, it's moisturizing. But e.l.f. is also moisturizing and it's $15, so. The other thing that I technically got for my face is this. A lot of people were vouching for this. They were saying this was their secret sauce for having radiant, lush, plump skin. This is technically not for your face. This is a moisturizer. I don't know what for. I actually like it for my hands, but not for my face. You wanna know why? It gave me pimples, man. It broke me out. It's too thick, kind of oily, and I feel like it clogged my pores. But I do use it on my hands now, like the backs of my hands, so I don't have old lady hands. But I don't know if I will be rebuying this anytime soon. Well, because I have so much, and a little goes a long way. I won't have to buy this till the apocalypse. Catch me fighting zombies while my hands are all moisturized. Now, after talking about how much I don't like those skin creams and stuff, I do want to bring it around to be a little bit positive and say that I did go back to my Holy Grail tried or true item, and that is the Ordinary Multi-Peptide plus Copper Peptides 1% Serum. I have gone through a couple of different bottles of this and I really like it. I feel like this is actually skin plumping. It does help with making your skin look dewy. So I'm gonna continue to use this instead of those other things in addition to my usual face cream. If you guys want a separate video with my favorites, let me know. I did a 2022 favorites last year and I have been introduced to a lot of really good products this year. So I could give you guys like an up-to-date skincare favorites along with other things this year, but just let me know. Leave a comment. Now, when it comes to toners, I have been kind of going back and forth with different toners. I used to like Thayer's Witch Hazel and Rosewater, but I think I might have developed an allergy to rosewater. It makes my skin sting and itch, and I used to be like a rosewater stan. I sprayed myself all over with that stuff, but now I can't. So I stopped using that toner, and I don't really like the lavender one, or was it the lemon one? I think that Witch Hazel for me is a little bit too drying and stripping, and I'm trying to protect my moisture barrier. But I did want a toner, and I was looking for one that would help me with my texture. So I did find this one. It is Ren Clean Skincare Ready Steady Glow Daily AHA Tonic. And as you can see, I've barely used any of it, and that's because I find it too harsh. Maybe once in a while, but AHAs are really good for sloughing off dead skin cells and exfoliating chemically instead of like with abrasives. But I found this to be too much, and it smells like furniture polish because I think it has orange and vitamin C in it. and it stung my skin. And not even in the parts that were broken, like you're not supposed to use it on broken skin, but even just on my regular skin, it stung and I didn't like that. So instead, I replaced it with the Ordinary glycolic acid toning solution, and I do like this better. It is still pretty toning and you do want to avoid any broken skin, but I feel like it does help with my skin texture and like redness and stuff. So I've been using this. Again, if you guys want a full video of my favorites, let me know, but I did want to shout this out as what I replaced this with. Again, I occasionally use this when I really like need to get rid of little flaky bits, but I honestly just do little spots. But this all over the face after I wash my face. Once a day though, at night, not in the morning. I have a different toner for that. Next, I'm gonna get into makeup. This is something that I bought earlier this year and I wasn't super impressed. It was marketed as a dupe of, I think it's called Becca. It's this holy grail hydrating under eye concealer that a lot of people talk about. And this one is by Catrice. It's only like $5. And I could not get this for the longest time because it was sold out because of TikTok. And when I finally got a hold of it, it wasn't up to the hype for me. But that could just be me, my own experience, because I have the Tim Burton eyes and maybe I need something better, but it's this peachy hydrating concealer. It's very sheer, very thin. I got this because it reminded me of the Glossier one, which was one that I would wear on my no makeup days where I wanted to look natural and just go out and not look like I had a full beat, but still not look like I'm dead or half asleep. But this one, it's a little too peachy for me and it was very sheer and oily, if that makes sense. It wasn't my fave. I might give it another shot because it's been a while, but meh. To be honest, I've been loving the NYX Bear With Me Concealer Serum. This is a hydrating sheer to mid coverage concealer, and a little bit of this goes a long way, and it is pretty brightening and it doesn't get cakey under the eyes if you have any creases or lines, which is really nice. So I like this one better, just gonna say. And then this is gonna surprise some people. This is one that I kind of have some regrets buying, and not because it isn't good. I love Kimchi Chic. I have so much of their makeup and they always go viral on TikTok. And I actually did a video about this and I helped to sell a lot of these. So sponsor me, Kimchi Chic. But my issue, not really an issue, it's a me thing. It's just they're not colors that I generally go for, because even though I tend to dress very, very colorful, when it comes to eye makeup, I am a beige Becky. So these aren't really my go-to. Maybe when I'm feeling adventurous, I reach for this, and I like that it has a big old mirror in it. My ColourPop palettes could never. Well, first of all, my everyday palette that I've used for years is an Urban Decay Naked palette because, again, beige Becky. But a recent acquisition that I have been using every day is the ColourPop Smokin' Hot. My sister-in-law placed an order with them for their buy one, get one, and she got this palette too, so she bought two, one for me, one for her. And I really love this one because it has a lot of warm tones that I like, lots of oranges, rusts, golds, but also burgundies, and some warm browns, which is more my speed. As you can see, it matches my outfit. But I am going to try to do more looks with the Holy Fairy Tale palette. It's just hard to get me to try new things sometimes. And then I also had gotten one of their liquid eyeshadows in like a bright teal color with shimmer in it. Haven't used that either. Listen, I'm scared to look like a clown, but maybe I should actually, you know, be more bold instead of just staying in my lane. Encourage me in the comments to be more bold with my eye makeup. If I do that though, I need to get some actual brushes because I've had the same brushes since 2014 and they're shedding. Okay, so the last thing that I'm going to de-influence you is that you do not need to get a special contraption to do heatless curls. You know those like tubes that you stick on your head and then you like wrap your hair around? You don't need those. You don't need it. First of all, they're overpriced. They're like $20 on Amazon, and you can literally do that with a multitude of other things. For me, my preferred method to curl my hair and have like the perfect waves heatless is I use just a big long scarf and I fold it up, stick it on top of my head, clip it, do the whole thing that you do. This is so pretty. To curl your hair and then like tie it off with a scrunchie and then tie it up. And it looks cuter, you don't look crazy. And I do have one of those contraptions that you use to curl your hair with, and I still prefer this over that. I like the end result better, and also I feel like it dries quicker than when you use those little tubey things. Let me de-influence you on that. Just thrift yourself a cute scarf that you can use in your outfits, and you can braid it into your hair. I've done that. I've braided it in and like wrapped it around, and it looks hella cute. So multi-purpose. This one I got off Etsy. I didn't thrift this one. It's very like 60s. You can easily thrift a scarf, especially if it's like a satin scarf, and it'll be easy on your hair. You can sleep in it and it's more comfortable than those stupid tube things. You're welcome. Are you sufficiently de-influenced? I don't even know if any of these things were a temptation for you guys, but these are just the things that I have experience with firsthand, that I have bought, that I'm like, about. I don't know, maybe I saved a couple of y'all's credit cards and now you're gonna have money to buy stuff that you actually like. But as I said, let me know if you guys want me to do a follow-up video showing you all of the things that I do in fact like, that I bought this year or that I started using this year, because this has been my skincare era year, because you know, I'm trying to keep it tight. So I will totally do that. And makeup. I'm trying to get better at makeup. I'm not good at makeup. Be sure to like this video if you found it helpful, and if you are not subscribed and you had fun today, click that red subscribe button, because the more the merrier, and if we can keep each other from spending too much goddamn money. We also like to do a lot of DIY crafting and thrifting here, so if you like saving money but still looking heckin' cute, then you're in the right place. Thank you guys so much as always, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye. Put it down. Put down the credit card.